Hello, everyone. My name is Alicia, and I am glad you're here. Today, I want to talk about education specialist lesson plan template. Okay, so honestly, I haven't come across many of these in my time in education, having only been working in the field for about a year. But after researching them recently, I noticed that this plan stands out. It's much more detailed than a typical lesson plan. Most of those have the basics. They cover the basics. They cover objectives, activities, assessments. And this one, it went a little bit further. Every part of it, from setting goals to, reflecting on the lesson plan, seems to connect directly to the California TPEs, or teaching performance expectations, but I'll call them TPEs when I'm talking about them. And it clearly shows how each lesson plan meets what's expected so the teachers know that they're on track. What stood out to me is that this template is made for co-teaching. So it's not just for one teacher. It really encourages both gen ed and special ed teachers to work together, sharing roles, sharing timing, sharing teaching models. And I currently work in RSP, and every day I work with the gen ed teachers and the various support staff, like, school psychologists, speech therapists, social workers. And so I know teamwork is really the key to making sure every student gets the support they need. And so I was really glad to see that part of the lesson plan. Also, a lot of lesson plans, they barely mention differentiation, but this one, it really felt like it made it a priority. It helps teachers plan how to adapt their lessons for every student, whether they're English learners, students with disabilities, or students that maybe struggle in one area but need a challenge in a different area. So the goal is to ensure that everyone feels included, supported, and no matter where from. So also, like, this template isn't just a plan. It really seems like it's a tool to grow as an educator. It promotes really thoughtful planning. It promotes reflection, obviously, like I said, teamwork, and all the while it's connecting everything to the standards and key ideas in teaching. Compared to other basic lessons, this one, it's designed to help teachers become more inclusive, more thoughtful, use data that they're finding in their, lessons, day-to-day lessons. This is especially true for someone that's, aiming to become an education specialist, which is what I'm studying to be. So there are three parts of this lesson plan that I think might be challenging for me. The first is aligning the objectives with all the different standards. So there's a lot to consider. Like I said, the TPEs, the content standards, sometimes there's IEP goals to consider. Each kid has different minutes and different, exceptions to how they're able to learn in the classroom. So sometimes that can feel like putting a puzzle together that you don't really even have all the pieces, but like still trying to make it fit while making the lesson fun and inviting and focusing on the students. So my goal is to improve at writing those objectives to meet the standards and like make sense to the students, but also connecting to what matters to them. And another challenge for me is applying theory to practice. So I understand educational theories like constructivism and sociocultural learning. Those are actually two that I think most align with the way I like to approach teaching. So, but using them in lesson planning feels less natural because I can't really plan for it because I'm letting students, learn through experimentation and peer groups. So like you can set that up, but you don't really know what's going to happen once you get those kids together, once you put the project in front of them. So I want to really think about why I'm choosing those strategies or activities, not just the lesson I'm planning. And finally, reflection. Reflection, I think, will be challenging but important because, it's easy to notice what didn't go well sometimes, but it's harder to, take a step back and see what did work and, what didn't, but also like take all of that into consideration and what to do next time. So I want to try to be honest with myself and use, any observation or data I collect to, guide what I do next or what I change or what I continue to do. So I think this will help me become more self-aware and a more thoughtful and reflective teacher. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the lesson plan template, and thanks for listening. Bye.